Hi there, for those of you who don't know, my name is Megan, and my dad is a pastor, so I grew up in the church my whole life. I teach Sunday school there, and so like being in a church is like having a second home to me. I was a gymnast from when I was 5 until I was almost 10, and growing up, I struggled with having a lot of health issues. I had acid reflux, gastritis. My immune system was extremely weak, and I had a ton of pain in my back, my knees, my feet. The list goes on. And it was so bad that it forced me to quit gymnastics because I got to the point where I couldn't even walk down the stairs without my knees giving out and falling down on my face. And so through this time, I was devastated. I went to the doctors so many times, I can't even remember how many times. I went through a year of physical therapy. I was going to a chiropractor. I was seeing a specialist to get orthotic inserts in my shoes. Um, and yeah, I was pretty much trying everything I could, and none of it was helping. Nothing was working. There was no solution. So it got to the point where I just accepted that pain was going to be my new normal, and there was nothing I could do about it. And I just pretty much gave up my search of any solution of any sort. So during this time, I stopped complaining. I stopped caring. I just grinded my teeth and fought through it and tried to ignore it. And because of this, I struggled with anger towards my family. And for the longest time, I started fights with them. I didn't want anything to do with them, and I was just miserable the entire time for so long. Um, and although I wanted to stop going to church, when you are the daughter of a pastor, that does not happen. And I was also teaching Sunday school, so I had that obligation already lined up for me. So I was kind of forced to, for lack of a better word, I needed to go to church. And I didn't really have a way out of going to church, which right now I'm like later on, I'm so thankful for because it's pretty much the only thing that kept me sane during this entire time. Um, because even though everything I was struggling with at the time, I still had to teach kids about Jesus, and by doing that, it just taught me even more that when things are changing and when things get rough, like God never changes, and He will meet you where you are. So yeah, that was awesome, and um, it wasn't until later, until someone at my church told me about an Atlas specialist that they were going to, and so I was like, hey, might as well check it out. I've tried every single thing possible. This is the one thing I haven't heard of, so I decided to go check it out. And for those who don't know, Atlas is the first bone in your neck, and it connects your brainstem to your spine, and it sets up the alignment in your entire spine. So if that's off, the rest of your spine will be off. And it turns out mine was twisted, and then it was also tilted up, so that made my spine look really goofy, and that was the reason I was in so much pain for so long. And turns out there are only about 10 Atlas specialists in the entire US at this time as well. And the closest one just happened to be 2 hours away from my house, which was a blessing because any further and we probably wouldn't have even gone. And turns out like I needed the adjustment, so I got the adjustment, and after the first time, I could already feel my body start to heal. I felt my muscles go back to place, like everything just kind of realigned, and for the first time, I hadn't felt pain in my entire body. Um, and so in the resting room, we had to rest for an hour after the first adjustment. I sobbed. I just sat there sobbing for about 20 minutes, just praying and thanking God that like He met me where I was. I was at my worst and lowest point, and He still came through and answered my prayers, and He healed me. And so, like now I'm going to school to be an Atlas specialist, and my dad and younger sister are both going to my Atlas specialist too. So it's made a huge impact in not only my life but their lives as well, and I can see that through them. And so I just kind of accepted this gift of healing from God, and I've been using it to fuel my life. I've been thanking Him every single day. Like every morning I wake up, I'm like, thanks God, you're awesome. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not in pain this morning. And even if I am in pain, then I can just go back to my Atlas specialist. So it's a huge, huge blessing. And I've been using my testimony, been sharing my testimony more and more now, and I've been seeing the impact that I've been able to bring to others. So um, it's awesome. God is doing great things with my story, and I can't wait to see what it does to you guys. Um, so it also gave me empathy for those who are also hurting and in my situation, both mentally and physically, because I went through both at the time. And my overall message from this, I guess, is just to never give up hope. Like, just don't do it because God will meet you where you are, even if it's your worst point. And He did that for me, and so I know He will do that for you. So just keep having hope, keep praying, keep asking, and be persistent, and He will give you the solution, and God will be the answer. Um, it will just be in His time. So, thanks for listening.